Thanks for being with us today here on East Idaho Newsmakers. I'm Nate Eaton, and we are talking with Dr. Rick Aman. He is the president of the College of Eastern Idaho, formerly known as ITech up until about 2.5 years ago.
That's correct, Nate.
And at the time, you were president of ITech.
I was, so about 2 years, and that led into the vote, and Bonneville County citizens decided to create a community college, making us the 4th community college in Idaho.
So let's talk about the college, but before we do that, tell us a little bit about your background, because this is not the first community college where you've served.
Well, this would be the 6th community college. So I initially started in the Air Force as a pilot. I was at in Portland. That's kind of home at Portland Community College for about 16 years, and then moved to Boise for the startup of College of Western Idaho. So this is actually my second startup community college.
So you were in Boise when it was a trade school.
Well, actually, no. This was about 10 years ago when there was a similar vote in Canyon and Ada County, which created College of Western Idaho.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I was the vice president of instruction there, and then some time at Umpqua Community College, and then about a little over, I guess it'd be 5 years, moved to the east side of the state, Idaho Falls, and ITech, and now College of Eastern Idaho.
So you come to ITech thinking that you're going to be president of the trade school, of the technical college.
Right, exactly.
And 2 years in, is this something where you proposed to the board, to the state, hey, we should become a community college, or was this something that maybe the board came to you, or how did that play out?
Well, the board knew that they would be interested in it. As you may know, with these kinds of community colleges, it really is the citizens of the county that would request that. So there was a lot of interest in a community college when I arrived, and Mayor Casper was interested in that, one of the first, and Representative Wendy Horman, Senator Dean Mortimer. Just there's a groundswell of interest for people who understand what a community college does in a different way than a university.
And when that vote was passed and approved by the voters, a supermajority, I believe. I mean,
it was had to be a supermajority.
Yeah, over 66%. What then happens the morning after you wake up?
Well, then everything's different.
Yeah.
Luckily, ITech did exist, and we were accredited with the Northwest Commission, the same as with Boise State, University of Idaho, College of Southern Idaho. We had to convert then to a 2-year community college mission, and that took a little bit of work. So the accreditation is one of the most important things to a college, and then we were not able to offer, it would be called transfer credit. So the first 2 years of a bachelor's degree, ITech couldn't do that. So there was an immense amount of work to hire faculty, create some dean positions, put those courses in place, and I'll just acknowledge College of Southern Idaho and Jeff Fox, now President Fox, was so helpful in the transition of us into a full community college.
And you automatically did not become president. You had to reapply for the position.
I did, yeah, absolutely, and that's the right thing to do. And
yeah.
There were a number of applicants. There was an appointed 5-member trustee board for the new college, and they did a very thorough search, and I was fortunate enough to be offered the position.
So you have seen this transform from the technical college to this community college. What do you think some of the major changes that have happened over the past 2.5 years?
Well, part of this is Eastern Idaho the citizens here may not have understood what a 2-year community college does. It's kind of easy to mix that up with a university mission. So our mission, really, we've got, I guess I would say, 3 products that we produce. So ITech and College of Eastern Idaho, all 4 of us as community colleges have a career technical mission. So 2 years to an Associate of Applied Science and then off to a career. Examples of that would be nursing, machine tool, auto tech, diesel, those business degrees, those kind of things. The big change, and this is where the bulk of the students are going to be, would be the first 2 years of a baccalaureate degree. So And this is a very cost-effective way to do that in a college where there would be a lot of attention paid. We don't have lecturers in the classes, and the classes aren't big. There aren't lectures to 100 or 150 students. And the third thing we do is just plain workforce development, customized workforce development.
So the students get to know their professors on a first-name basis in a lot of cases.
Absolutely. In fact, I would say in every case that would be true.
How many students go to ITech right now?
Well, actually, College of Eastern Idaho.
Sorry.
And
There you go, CEI. Yeah.
There we go.
How many students go to CEI?
So right now we have crossed about 1,600. So we are up about 21% from last fall. I think it was around 1,300, something like that, 1,200. So we've seen about a 400 student increase fall to fall.
Is there a cap, the maximum amount you'll allow?
No.
Allow it? No.
No, we won't do that. One of the huge areas of growth is online learning.
Mm-hmm.
So we literally have filled up our online learning sections, and we just need to create more. But that's been a really important element of the new community college.
Do you foresee a day where College of Eastern Idaho could become Eastern Idaho University?
No.
No?
No. And the reason why is we already have 3 universities in a relatively small state. So they have a particular mission and an important mission. So we would feed into the universities. And of course, the classic, the most important one, the biggest one would be Idaho State, of course. And we have a mission of providing juniors to Idaho State who have all of the same background and classes that a native student would have, and we hope that we're transferring a junior with no debt. That's one of the hallmarks of a community college. And let me just say, for the high school graduates that are coming to us, we really would like to see maybe 15 to 30 credits of dual credit in a high school graduate coming to us. At 30 credits, they would be they'd be a sophomore, second year.
And they can do that during their senior and junior year of high school.
They absolutely they could and should. We really encourage that. So we're working with the high schools in our region to encourage those students to get dual credit. And again, the family doesn't have any cost in that. This is a statewide system. It's been very successful, and all the colleges and universities have some level of dual credit.
So the student doesn't pay anything.
They don't.
And you could graduate college or graduate high school as a sophomore in college.
Technically, for the right kind of student, potentially. And we had one at graduation this year. We had one high school student who graduated with an Associate of Arts from College of Eastern Idaho before she received her high school diploma. That's unusual, but and I'm not always sure that that's the best idea. Some students can do that, but we really would encourage 15 credits for a graduating senior to come to us.
What's the tuition?
129 a credit, which would be about it'd be about a third of the cost of a university for the same 100 and 200 level courses.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, like you said, leave CEI debt-free.
Right.
Be a resident of Idaho, then you could get into ISU or another state school, and that's also a fraction of the cost.
Right. So that's really the key. We'd like our students here in this region to stay at home and not incur that debt. Now, a lot of students would go on to a university. Mom and dad have graduated from a university, or they have a reason to do that. They've got scholarships, those kind of things. But there are a lot of students who kind of fall through the cracks in this. So we really are aiming at students who might need a little bit of additional work in math or English to be college ready, and then we'll help them through the first 2 years to an associate's degree and then a transfer.
And how has it been getting faculty here to teach these classes?
This is a wonderful area, as you know, with the universities nearby, BYUI as well. This is a very educated workforce. There are a lot of trailing spouses from Idaho National Lab. So this is an educated area. There are a lot of master's and PhD citizens here in Eastern Idaho. So it has been relatively easy to get the kind of faculty that we want. We're actually quite proud of the faculty we've been able to recruit.
One of the things I did not know until we talked today is that you guys have actually expanded off the campus there at, what is it, Hitt and 17th.
Right.
And you're renting space from the Boy Scouts for your cybersecurity program.
We are. So we got a very nice grant from the Workforce Development Council, and one of the areas of growth that we know in Idaho would be cybersecurity. And of course, your viewers that are from the area know the importance of Idaho National Lab and the two new buildings that have just been opened. And one of those areas is cybersecurity. So we are very aggressively working with students who either could be a technician and go to work for a bank or the lab or any of those, or want to have that first 2 years of a bachelor's degree and go into a bachelor's of science in maybe engineering or cybersecurity.
Do you foresee other programs moving off that campus, maybe physically outgrowing the site?
Well, potentially, and those would be the technical kinds of classes. We don't have nearly enough space for welding and for auto and diesel, those kinds of areas. So the career technical kinds of programming, we could outgrow pretty easily on campus.
Let's talk a little bit about the cost of education. You mentioned what an incredible deal, I guess you could say, or incredible pricing there at CEI, but nationwide there's the cost of how much it costs to get a college degree.
Right.
I mean, it can tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands in some cases. Any opinion about what can help solve the skyrocketing cost of education?
Well, we've already addressed a few of those factors.
Yeah.
Well, sure, but even within CEI or any of the 4 community colleges, dual credit. So if high school students would attempt to get, but let's just say 15 credits, that's going to move them closer to their baccalaureate degree if that's what the goal is. The other is to have education in the region so that students who don't want to or would find it costly don't have to move out of the region to a university in order to attend a college or a university. So having this kind of an organization, this kind of a campus nearby, it makes a big difference. And again, the tuition is very important. And we have been really aggressive with our foundation. So Natalie Hebert has been extraordinary as our executive director and has done a great job of raising funds for students. So that becomes important. And again, a lot of these students, almost a third of our students get some level of scholarship. So we're committed to time to degree. How quickly can we turn out either someone who's going to go into the workforce or transfer into a university, and we want to do that as cost effectively as we could.
Where do you foresee CEI in 5, 10, 20 years?
I wouldn't be surprised, never make a prediction on air, right? So I wouldn't be surprised.
We'll follow up with you in 5 years.
Yeah. Exactly. I'd be kind of surprised if we didn't have 6,000 students on the campus. That, when you look at the region, that easily would be attainable. Attending on campus. One area that we haven't looked at that we absolutely are going to go aggressively into is going to be energy. So this region, and when I say the region, it'd be from Pocatello to Rexburg, is known for energy. So with small modular reactors and all of the things that are going on at the lab, we look out to the east and we see wind turbines out there. We probably wouldn't look at solar panels and that type of approach. Batteries then become absolutely essential to a clean energy format. So we are right next door to Idaho National Lab and some really amazing battery technology out there, departments that work with those. So a lot of this would be just, a region that sees energy as an important element, and I think from a technician's perspective or leading into a baccalaureate degree, there are a lot of things that we as a community college could do in that realm that we haven't touched yet, but will.
And you, as you mentioned, you could have the perfect partner. It's just down the street.
We have absolutely the perfect partner. So that's one of the beauties of a community college system. Partially, we have a kind of a universal type of programming, and that would be 2 years to transfer to a baccalaureate. That applies anywhere. But then, on the other hand, we take on the complexion of the region that we're in, and this certainly is a region that is interested in nuclear energy, that would be interested in energy in general. Cybersecurity becomes very important. There's a lot of banking. And by the way, I haven't even included, and I think everybody would recognize the importance of health professions, and for us, I would say that would be nursing. We are not going to be able to make a dent in the demand for RNs in our region. So we are working aggressively to turn out that kind of a student as well.
And there is a demand.
It's a huge
shortage,
demand.
yeah.
That's right.
What's the main thing you've learned as president?
I've learned the importance of the community, and I think CEI has done a really good job of embedding in the community and asking the community, whether we bring people in to teach in unique areas or simply asking for support, whether it's for students or for things that the college is doing. So this is a unique area, and I've just been pleased to be here. Again, it's been about 5 years for me, and I really appreciate the community. And hence that kind of is in the name of our college, right? We're a community college, and we blend in with the needs and desires of our community. And I think we're off to a good start with that.
Well, a lot more can be found on CEI's website. There's also community classes, cooking classes and yoga and skills that you know, if you don't want to necessarily go back and get a degree or earn a degree, you can go a couple nights a week or a month and learn how to make lasagna or something.
You can.
Yeah.
That's correct.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
My pleasure.
Dr. Aman.
Thanks for inviting me in. This has been wonderful.
Absolutely. Find out more on the CEI website, and thank you for watching. Hope you have a good week.